Right, everyone. Good evening. What could be said that wasn't already said already before this game? The Arsenal-Liverpool game. Arsenal got a soft underbelly. They played no one. They will get turned over 3, 4, 5-0 by Liverpool. Liverpool will just smash them to pieces, and this euphoria over the winning run will be cancelled. It will gone, it will evaporate, disappear, and the poison will come back in to the club. Didn't happen, did it? Finished 1-1. Let's get into it. First and foremost, let's start with this. Liverpool fans have been triggered, I guess is the current term that the kids use. Arsenal fans aren't celebrating a 1-1 draw, but before I get on to that, let's not forget, you guys, Klopp made you celebrate a draw. Who was that against? Oh yeah, it's West Bromwich Albion. Big draw, big point, massive point. Anyway, I'm not going on to that. What I'm saying is, Arsenal aren't celebrating this draw. They're celebrating not the score. They're celebrating the manner in it. They're celebrating the pent-up frustration of being told for weeks that we were playing no one. The winning run didn't matter. And then when we dropped points the other day against Palace, it becomes the unbeaten run doesn't matter. You haven't played anyone. A London derby away, 2 London derbies away. There's a West Ham, 3 London derbies: West Ham, Fulham, and Palace. All easy games, all winnable games, but you've still got to do it. And we didn't beat Palace. So we've had for a couple of weeks now ex-pros, ex-Arsenal legends in Paul Merson. I grew up. Paul Merson was the guy that I watched growing up, being the man that I guess people watch. I'm not comparing the two, but Ronaldo now. You know, I used to watch Merson, waiting for him to do something magic with the ball. To hear him slaughter Arsenal, and fair play to him to that. You know, this weekend he said he's taking it back, but for the way he talked about Arsenal, it hurt me in a weird kind of way, because he was my player that I wanted to. I could never be that player, you know. I was a centre half anyway, but yeah. So you know, he had his 2 penneth. Talk Sport. Everyone in the paper, people like John Cross, Henry Winter, anyone you listen to will tell you that we were going to get slaughtered. So, and deep down, there were some Arsenal. Most honest Arsenal fans will tell you that we were going to go into that match looking to not get defeated as well, really, honestly, because we know we've not been brilliant at the back, and we've still been a bit open and whatnot, but it was a progression, wasn't it? Let's face it, right? So if we take it as a microcosm into the season as a whole, Unai Emery has come in. His first 2 games were against top opposition. We got battered by Man City, no doubt about it. No shame in that either. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that get battered. As I'm recording this, they won. I think it was 5 or 6-1. I stopped watching after a while. So yeah, there's no real shame in that. We got battered, but the scoreline didn't show that. But we did as much, but we did against Chelsea. We probably, I reckon, if that was played now, same teams, we'd probably get a draw out of that. We probably should have got a draw out of that. And then this game was the next one of the big teams after that run of performances we put together in all competitions. And it was a litmus test, and everyone said that, and that's what it was always going to be for us. You know, we didn't do too bad in this one last year. It was the 3-3, but this one felt different. We attacked from the start. Liverpool attacked from the start as well. You've got to hand it to them. They were good. It was a great game of football. You know, everyone was saying that the Man City Spurs game was going to be one of the big games of the season. Well, this one was the biggest one of the season so far. It was a great advert for football, really. It had everything you wanted it: controversy and goals and great play, great tackles, great atmosphere. Let's have it. The atmosphere for the Emirates was cracking and crackling last night. So all these things make for the reason why that we came out, Gunners, Gooners, on social media and came out and was we were praising Arsenal for getting a 1-1 draw at home. It wasn't like I say, it wasn't the draw. It was the manner in which we got it. We stuck to our guns. Pardon the pun. We were progressive. I've had a row on Facebook with someone saying that I put up a picture of saying, when Rob Holding got home last night, he emptied his pockets, he found his house keys, his car keys, and Mo Salah. And that was just, and he was saying, you brilliantly stifled the game. No, he didn't stifle the game at all. Everyone watched that 90 minutes. Neither team stifled either team. Both teams were playing football. It was just the fact that Rob Holding had a great game. Liverpool's goal from Milner came from, I guess you could call it a goalkeeper mistake, but Leno, if you watch the replay and slow it down, he gets his hands to it. Probably didn't get enough hands to it, but the ball might have been travelling to Kolasinac. It was in the box, but it gets a little neck off of Holding, goes to Milner and he rifles it in. Right, I'm not taking away from that. It's a great finish. He did well to put it away because the keeper was coming back as well. So, fair play to him. But it wasn't a carved out chance. They all fell to Virgil van Dijk, and that's the weird thing. Liverpool's most attacking player, most dangerous threat to us last night, really was VVD. And I was saying beforehand, my video beforehand, I was saying it's an obvious thing to say, and it sounds weird, but if you can keep the supply to Salah, Firmino and Mane quiet, then they're not likely to score. And what I mean by that is, that's an obvious statement. What I mean by that is they're not the sort of player, especially not this year for Salah, maybe last year he might have done, they're not the sort of people that are going to create something for themselves. It's got to be created for them. You saw that for the goal that was probably wrongly disallowed for offside for them. It was a ball over the top and Firmino come in. And part of the problem there was because Mane ran to the ball at the same time, the referees probably thought to himself, he's offside. Our goal that was disallowed for offside as well from Lacazette, that was probably harshly judged to be offside. Not as harsh as the Wolves one against Spurs yesterday. That was poor. That was shocking. Anyway, I digress. We kept the Liverpool front three and the midfield fairly quiet, and again, not in a stifling way. We had the ball. We stopped them from playing. It wasn't. They had purple patches. We had purple patches. And I think that's why, for me, I spent the whole time, I was at home watching it. That's why I'm called the at-home gooner on Twitter, or the armchair gooner. I spent most of the game stood up watching it. I couldn't sit down. I was tense. I was nervous. It was like, hang on, I don't know what's going to happen in this game before. And I've mentioned before, that's what's happened now with Unai. And I think, as well, I'd like to point, when Moyes took over from Ferguson, everyone was saying, we've got to give him at least a year. And they didn't even give him that. And you look at how he couldn't get his thoughts, ideas and whatever across. Unai's come in and he's trying to change it around a little bit. And it's sort of working, and we can see progress. And we can see better players coming in, and it just feels like they're buying into it more. And these players, like Aubameyang going off yesterday, would never have happened under Wenger. Wouldn't. It generally wouldn't. I'm not having a go at him. I'm an Arsene Wenger apologist. But Unai makes changes when he doesn't care your position, your status. If he thinks it's right for the team, he's going to make that sub, and I love that. And do you know what? There's last thing, because I don't want to keep going. The game's finished. The whole weekend's done and whatnot. And I don't want to do this just blah, 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 blah. I want to have some feedback. I want to have some comments from you guys. I want to feed off of that. That'd be much better. But let's have this right here, right now. Ozil yesterday, for some reason, he didn't score a point in the Dream Team ratings on the Sun. I thought he was magnificent yesterday. And so let's have this ending now, that he's lazy and doesn't show up for the big matches. He didn't score, but he was setting up chances, flicks and tricks. He was defending. He was holding the ball up at the end of the second half, towards the end of the 90 minutes. He was making sure that he didn't give the ball away and was battling. He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Rob Holding, Wenger said it himself, I'm sorry he didn't cost £50 million. If he was playing for Man City, they'd be talking about him and Stones being the central defensive partnership for England for the next 20 years. He's playing for Arsenal and he costs, what, 3.5, 5 million. He's a quality player. Torreira, 25 million, he's 22 years old. Show me a better defensive midfielder in the league this year, because Kante certainly isn't there this year. Xhaka stepped up to the ball yesterday. Let's have it. I'm going to complain when he plays badly, because he have a ricket in his game. He didn't yesterday. The challenge in the box where Xhaka got back for Salah, magnificent challenge. If that had been a defender, it would have been a magnificent challenge. But for the fact that he ran all the way back to get to him, Mustafi barely put a foot wrong yesterday. And this is what we're seeing. This is what's going to happen. Hopefully they can nail the rickets and whatnot out of these guys' games. Bellerin was brilliant. Injured. Sead Kolasinac hadn't played for the best part of a year. Came in, played a great game. And that's genuinely, again, it's like I'm talking for all Arsenal fans. I'm not. I'm talking for myself. That's what I want to see. I don't care this whole we've got our Arsenal back and all that sort of stuff. And I support the club of Arsenal, whoever is playing at that time. If you move on, I'll be annoyed and blah, 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 have a go at Sanchez when he left or whatever. I'm gutted about Ramsey going, but they'll find someone else. That's what happens in football. And it's the club of Arsenal that I enjoy supporting and following and watching. And this year has just brought that back out of me. I'm almost childlike in my support for them again. I want to start going down the shirt. I was wearing my 1970s tracksuit top today because I want to be out seen. I'm proud to be out seen wearing an Arsenal top again. It's weird, and that's what's happening, Liverpool fans. It's not about the fact that we were celebrating a draw with you guys. It's about the fact that we got the draw after going 1-0 down when normally our heads would have dropped and you might have scored 2 or 3 last year against us at that point. So that genuinely, for me, that's where I am as a fan. That's why I was happy with the draw. And we move on. You know, we played like that against Spurs. I think we'll beat Spurs for a change, which we haven't really done properly. You know, properly for a little while now. It's good times. It's good times. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Click the bell. You know what to do. Come and see me at fanvibe.com. Drop me a line on Twitter at Gooner Armchair. Come and see me on Facebook. I'm always, on if you like. And I do a podcast on Anchor as well. It'll be great to listen to some of your points of view and talk to me and chat. I want to get this to be. I really genuinely do want this to become a football forum, not just I will have an Arsenal point of view, but I want to be able to talk and interact with other football fans, not just a biased Arsenal thing. I will always do my review of the games, previews and whatnot. But thanks for listening to a beardy, balding Gooner who's happy with a 1-1 draw. Cheers.